Hello, I'm Preston Brooks, Bolivar High School senior. I am a 3-time Sentrepact team leader, and my team was of the following. I had Derek Herron, Paige Severns, McKinley Hedges, Noe Moreno. They were all sophomores. I also had one junior, Cameron Holcomb. I had a great group this year. They exceeded all my expectations, and that is very substantial considering this was their first year competing and also their first year in business management. I also had the honor of working with the business management teachers like always, Ashley Clift and Gina Green. And also, I had the privilege of working alongside our automotive instructor, Tyler Cotham, and together we make up Liberator Auto. What is Liberator Auto? Put simply, it's automotive technology that's rebranded. That way, every time you hear Liberator Auto, you automatically think of Bolivar High School shop class. And it's more than just a basic shop class. It's broken down into 2 classes, Auto Tech 1 and Auto Tech 2. Auto Tech 1 is your first year students and they're learning about the basics and the in-depths and starting to get hands-on. Auto Tech 2, they're your advanced class. So being the advanced students, they are the only ones with the availability to working on customers' vehicles.
Hi, I'm Cameron Holcomb. For our initial engagement, what we did is we sat down with Tyler Cotham, the instructor and our main businessman for Liberator Auto. So in this meeting, we discussed a few things to align ourselves and how we were going to tackle this project with his versions of what he wanted to have done. This resulted in a couple of things. First, we have the SWOT analysis that Preston will talk about here shortly, and then Paige will talk about the 3 main business goals that we came up with to strive for throughout this year as a team.
SWOT analysis, or put more simply, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Liberator Auto's biggest strength was cost. Being that they are students, they're not necessarily getting paid by the hour. Instead, they are getting paid in experience. And so this means that there's no labor costs, and thus this is a more cost-effective and affordable service that we are providing to our target market. Our biggest weakness, however, is because they are students, they are what's considered workers in training. And this means that they do not have the same qualifications and or experience that an everyday mechanic would. Moving on to opportunities. Tyler Cotham in the past had a trade account that got wiped at the end of every year. So thus, we set him up with a funding account. That way he could accumulate those profits and redistribute them later on down the road to his own program. Threats. Being that Auto Tech 2, the more advanced students are the only people working on our customers' vehicles. They have a limited amount of time, being that it's only 1 3-hour class.
In the beginning of the year, we came up with 3 main business goals to help our progress throughout the year. Firstly, we wanted to rebrand the whole entire class of BHS Auto Tech. We gave it the name Liberator Auto and also created a custom logo that McKinley designed. We wanted to do this so that it was easily recognizable throughout the community, and we wanted to spread that name around. Secondly, we focused on our financial organization. Now, Tyler Cotham only did all of his financial work on paper, and that becomes very disorganized, and messy. So we wanted to make sure that he had learned how to do spreadsheets so he could focus more on the business aspect of the new program. Lastly, we wanted to focus on our advertising expansion. We already had a set target market, being the Bolivar R1 School District staff, so we weren't focusing too much on social media as much because we weren't trying to get new customers. We just needed to get the word out to the people who we knew would be able to use this service.
Like Paige mentioned, I was a logo developer for our team, and one of my biggest struggles was trying to get Tyler's detailed envisionment of our logo onto paper. So I started by just using Photoshop and a Liberator base layer, and then added what he wanted was a Ford Cobra tire and smoke kind of look with a wrench also in the Liberator's hand. We didn't really like the first tire, so we switched to a more modern tire, and we ended up really liking that one. Our final product then ended with text wrapped around our Liberator logo, and this shows that it is a part of our program.
I created both a Facebook and Instagram for Liberator Auto. Like I mentioned previously, social media wasn't a big aspect of how we grew this year. Because we already had a set target market and we weren't able to get any more customers this year, we just used this as a way to interact with customers and to inform them of meetings going on and stuff that students in the auto tech class were doing.
Another thing Tyler wanted to see in the business was a web presence. With this, we started creating a website. We first started out on Wix.com. There you can make custom templates and make a website there. But further moving on, making the website, we realized it's a Bolivar Schools thing, so we wanted to connect it to Bolivar Schools as much as we could. So we then moved the website to bolivarschools.org domain and made a page under staff called Liberator Auto. There is just a basic summary of what it is, the pricing structure, and then on there is a contact form where you can set up a time and what you need for your card done. So you don't have to go directly through them, you can just use the website.
For our target market, what we did was we emailed all the staff in the Bolivar R1 School District, informing them about our presence and to get our name out there. Along with this was a survey asking the staff members some basic questions to see who was and who was not interested in using our services or helping us out in the future. What we did with this information was that we gathered from these surveys was we developed strategies to accomplish our goals and strive for customer satisfaction as a whole.
Customer satisfaction was a big focal point for what we want to do this year because we knew what customers we would be servicing, but we of course wanted them to keep wanting to come back and tell more people about our services. So firstly, we wanted to focus on our online presence. We created a website that we linked through the Bolivar Schools website, so it was easily accessible for all of our customers. We also created social media accounts and a personal email for Liberator Auto itself. We also created a mock app that you can get through a URL or a QR code. We also wanted to improve the accessibility of the service itself. So we created a order form on the website that you can get, and we are always trying to innovate that and make it better functioning so that it is easier to use. We also wanted to get customer feedback to know what we needed to do to make this experience better for all of our customers. We did this through focus groups and also going to doing presentations at each of the schools to get feedback on anything and any questions that people had.
Moving on to our third goal, advertising expansion, there were 3 things that really helped us get our name out there as Liberator Auto and to just keep our customers informed. And so the first thing was the newsletter. And so the newsletter is a weekly email sent out by the district to all of our R1 faculty and staff members, which is called the Liberator Digest. This email comes out to all of our R1 faculty and staff members on a Friday, and it just tells them about what's going to be happening, going on within the Liberator community in the following week, and events to just plan for. And so this gives us the ability to put an ad in there that tells them about if we have any openings, and if so, what times that they can contact us, and so that we can set up a date for them to bring in their cars, and we can service them for them. As well as our emails, which gives us the ability to have very direct communication with our customers, and to just really interact with them, and to just keep a good relationship with them and to advertise to them personally as well. And moving on, our next big thing with advertising was our focus groups, which we had the ability to go to every Bolivar school in the district and talk to them in their monthly faculty meetings and just get a 10 to 15 minute break in between their meetings and tell them about what Liberator Auto is, what we offer, and what we can do for them, and to really just promote us and just tell them about what's going on so that way they can contact us later and just answer any questions that they have them at that time as well. So now moving on to our merchandise and direct advertisements, what we did for merchandise is ordered wristlets, stickers, t-shirts, and business cards. Half of this merchandise we'll be giving out for free in giveaways and promotions, while the rest will be sold and profit off of, which will allow us to reinvest and profit off of. Which direct advertisement plays in as all of these promotions, giveaways, and gifts and orders can and will be delivered in person, which really helps strengthen bonds with our customers as it's more in-person interaction and something the Liberator community really strives for. And really sets us apart as you will see very few businesses who are able to deliver in person have that quality of in-person interaction. And now for our outcomes, Paige will be informing you on one of our significant measurables, which we were able to track while we worked with Tyler Cotham, which is the instructor for Liberator Auto.
We sent out an end-of-the-year survey to compare it to the stuff that we got at the beginning of the year. And when we asked our target market if they had heard more about Liberator Auto this year than in previous years, 100% of participants of the survey said that they had heard more.
On that same survey that Paige was talking about, we asked 2 other questions. First one was, has servicing your vehicle been easier this year? And 88% said yes. And also, would you continue to use Liberator Auto? And 100% of participants said yes.
So further along in this survey, we asked our participants how they would rate the service provided by Liberator Auto, and an astonishing 92.9% rated it a 4-star or higher. The same 92.9% of participants said that Liberator Auto was a cost-effective alternative to regular shops.
Also, in one of the surveys that we sent out, we asked a question, is there a positive experience you've had with Liberator Auto this year? Everybody has said they've had a positive experience and liked the progression that they are seeing. Some of their comments are the ease of scheduling due to the contact form, that they've helped a lot with the car problems, and that the classes are really good for students to take, and they would like to see more students take the class each year.
Being both a business management and auto tech student greatly benefited me. I was able to directly communicate with Tyler Cotham, our automotive technology instructor and our business owner, and one of our most frequent concerns was sustainability and longevity. We did not want his dedicated dreams to dissolve alongside with our partnership. So we set up some few simple steps to ensure his success. Step number 1 was giving him shared access, giving him all the information that we accumulated alongside our partnership, whether it was completing a specific task or Photoshop development, or even as simple as a username and password for one of the platforms that we created for him. Alongside this, we also developed student jobs that will be applied to next year's students. This kind of replaces our business management's presence this year. For example, Noe Moreno had the job as customer satisfaction, and to replace this, someone might have the specific role as a receptionist. This also benefits them with getting work experience both hands-on and at the front of the desk. Finally, we created a funding account. That way his profits can accumulate throughout the years, and he can reinvest that back into his own business with additions and improvements that he might have down the road.
Now, some ways that you can contact us and connect with us will be through our website, which will be through the Bolivar High School website page, or linked to both of the following accounts, Facebook and Instagram at Liberator Auto.
Thank you. That's our presentation. Any questions?